This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
With surrounding counties already seeing the benefits of drones, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett wants to give his department more eyes in the sky.
The 2019 BCHL Interior Division Finals between the Wenatchee Wild and Vernon Vipers crossed the Canadian border for the first time on Tuesday night.
The Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation has reached another key milestone in its certification process of the new Mitsubishi Regional Jet.
The Ephrata Tigers haven't lost since opening day, and that trend continued on Tuesday when they hosted CWAC opponent, the Prosser Mustangs.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
With surrounding counties already seeing the benefits of drones, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett wants to give his department more eyes in the sky. The aerial devices have come in handy in missing persons cases, search and rescue, and reconnaissance. In Grant County, deputies have used drones since 2016. The piloted remote aircraft can act as eyes from above when tactical or rescue teams are at work. At a Chelan County Commissioners meeting on Tuesday, Reserve Deputy and drone pilot Matt Fluge pointed to a California pilot program.
They will send these drones out ahead of time to vehicle accidents, to survey the scene, and to set up where they want units to respond to set up traffic, anything that's outdoors, fights, those types of things. They'll send a drone ahead of time so that they're getting up-to-date information to the responding officers.
The drone model that Chelan County wants to employ can also act as a remote voice radio to communicate with stranded victims in need of rescue. Right now, Burnett's department owns just one drone, and its use is limited. The sheriff's office would need a special FAA certificate to fly at night, over crowds, or within 5 miles of Pangbourne Airport.
It's early stages of the program. The whole idea is Matt, with his certificate, with the license, will ultimately train a couple of pilots for us as well.
The sheriff's presentation on Tuesday was just an update for commissioners. Burnett hasn't requested any new money for the project, but drone piloting looks more and more like the future of law enforcement. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by...
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
The 2019 BCHL Interior Division Finals between the Wenatchee Wild and Vernon Vipers crossed the Canadian border for the first time on Tuesday night for game number 3 of the series after the teams split the first 2 contests on U.S. soil over the weekend. Unfortunately for Wenatchee, it would turn out to be one of those nights, as they would never lead in the contest and were only tied with Vernon through the game's opening 4 minutes and 39 seconds before the Vipers lit the first wick of the game on a goal by left winger Logan Cash to make it 1-0. In period 2, Vernon doubled their advantage to 2-0 at the 4:08 mark on left winger Ben Sanderson's tally, but Wenatchee answered back less than 90 seconds later with forward Brian Adams' 4th postseason goal at 6:33 to pare the Vipers' lead back to 1. From there, however, it was all Vernon who would finish off the night with a goal from 7 different players, including the contest's next 5 markers by defenseman Landon Fuller and forward Tyler Hull to make it a 4-1 game after 40 minutes, as well as defenseman Michael Young and centerman Teddy Wooding and Josh Latta, who staked the Vipers to a 7-1 lead by 13:52 of the third frame. The Wild notched a meaningless tally with only 1 minute 56 seconds remaining in regulation on right winger Blake Barger's 5th playoff goal to make the beatdown a little less painful by the numbers, as Wenatchee fell by the final count of 7-2. After making 26 saves on as many shots to shut out Vernon in Game 2 of the series, starting netminder Austin Park struggled on Tuesday evening, making only 13 saves and dropping to 8-3 in the postseason. In spite of getting heavily outscored, the Wild did outshoot the Vipers for the first time in the series by a margin of 28-20. Wenatchee was 0-for-3 on the power play and gave up 1 goal on 2 penalty kill opportunities. Vernon's win gives them a 2-1 edge in the best-of-7 series, going into game number 4 on Wednesday night at Cal Tire Place. Reporting for iFIBER 1 Sports, I'm Chris Hansen.
This segment is brought to you by...
Are your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
The Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation has reached another key milestone in its certification process of the new Mitsubishi regional jet. Mitsubishi Aircraft announced it has received the letter of authorization from the Federal Aviation Administration, which provides authorization for an FAA team to be on board the MRJ in support of certification activities. Pilots from the FAA have already flown 2 familiarization flights on the MRJ. Mitsubishi is seeking certification from both the FAA and the Japan Civil Aviation Bureau. The company is currently conducting certification flight testing in Moses Lake. Company officials say the certification activities are progressing steadily, including the MRJ undergoing extreme environment tests to ensure the aircraft can operate in extreme heat and cold. Originally planned to enter service in 2010, Mitsubishi expects the first delivery of the MRJ in 2020. The MRJ is Japan's first commercial passenger plane produced in about 50 years. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
The Ephrata Tigers haven't lost since opening day, and that trend continued on Tuesday when they hosted CWAC opponent, the Prosser Mustangs. The Tigers didn't have the flashiest game on offense, but the defense got the job done, keeping the Mustangs from scoring en route to a 4-0 home win for Ephrata. The Tigers scored a run in each of the first 3 innings and added a 4th in the 5th inning to take a steady lead over the Mustangs. The Mustangs defense performed well to keep the Tigers offense that averages 8 runs a game from going off. The victory marked the 7th straight win for Ephrata, which dropped both games in a doubleheader against Cheney to begin the season, but hasn't lost since. The winning streak is impressive considering there was an overhaul on the Tigers roster, with 5 new varsity kids moving up. Junior Mac Laird talked about the team's success.
Winning 7 in a row has definitely been a big confidence boost and helping us perform better than what we could. Well, I was a little nervous at first, but then they kind of started doing really well, and we started working really well together. And I feel like we have a pretty good team this year.
The games are getting more serious for the Tigers, with division games coming up as early as Saturday when the Othello Huskies come to town. The tougher competition remaining on the schedule doesn't bother the Tigers. As Laird put it,
I expect us to win.
The Tigers will next play on Saturday when the Huskies come to town for a doubleheader. The first game will be at 11 a.m. with the second one beginning at 1 p.m. I'm Adam Chkoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.